Welcome, friends. Thanks for stopping by. This year's Met Gala at New York City's Metropolitan Museum of Art celebrates the opening of the Met's Costume Institute exhibition titled SUPERFINE, Tailoring Black Style. Inspired by the flamboyant fashion journalist Andre Leon Talley, the exhibit examines the history of dandyism as projected by Black men dating back nearly 300 years, with objects ranging from clothes worn by Frederick Douglass and Prince to designs by Pharrell Williams. Before we take a stroll down memory lane, if you are new or returning, welcome and welcome back. Kindly consider hitting the like, share, subscribe, and bell notifications so you know every time there's a brand new upload. Thanks a bunch, friends. When attendees hit the red carpet of this year's Met Gala, they were dazzling and stunning looks that paid homage to the history, defiance, and cultural influence of Black style. The theme for the 2025 Gala was Tailored for You, with the event honoring and exploring the fashion narrative and history of the Black dandy. This theme was reinforced by the Gala's Tailored for You dress code, which was inspired by the 18th century dandy. Clothing was focused on menswear and tailored suiting. The focus on Black dandyism, an aesthetic and cultural tradition rooted in defiance, elegance, and self-definition, allows this year's gala to be more than a fundraiser. It's a reclamation for many people. Historically, the figure of the dandy often conjured images of European aristocrats like Beau Brummel or F. Scott Fitzgerald's Gatsby character. Black dandyism serves as a tool for Black Americans to express themselves, allowing them to gain control of their agency and personal narratives. This year, the theme and dress code tailored for you were inspired by Barnard professor and author Monica L. Miller's 2009 book, Slaves to Fashion, Black Dandyism and the Styling of Black Diasporic Identity. Her book examines the importance and influence of a fashion icon, the Black dandy. Miller will also serve as guest curator for the Spring 2025 exhibition at the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute, opening May 10th and running until October 26th. The exhibit, like the Met Gala, which was held on Monday, May 5th, will pay homage to Black dandyism, an elevated style of dress and elegance redefined by Black aesthetes after dandyism was imposed upon them, and how it has evolved for over 300 years.
The Institute is centered on Black culture, in this instance the male form, and in particular, the dandy.
So what is the definition of a dandy?
Someone who studies above all else to dress elegantly and fashionably.
Who studies above all else?
Yes. Black people in particular bring to dandyism an understanding, right, of how they have been represented, a desire to self-represent.
The point of fashion forming identity begins with Julius Sobiese, an 18th century formerly enslaved man who enjoyed a close relationship with the Duchess of Queensberry.
He could himself negotiate his own status in terms of how he was perceived, but also how he was presenting himself.
In America, dressing above station, while perilous, also accessed freedom.
William and Ellen Craft, an enslaved couple who, were planning their escape. They understood that if they were able to dress differently, they would be taken very differently.
What makes it possible to translate Monica's book, Slaves to Fashion, into an exhibition Costume Institute curator in charge, Andrew Bolton, said in a press release, is our collection of high-style menswear which serves as a foundation for imagining and realizing a sartorial history of Black dandyism. Miller drew upon her research in literature, history, visual culture, performance studies, fashion, and dress to plan for the show. It was to offer a cultural and historical examination of Black style from the 18th century to the present through the exploration of dandyism. To that end, in her essay for the catalog, Miller covers a variety of subjects such as zoot suits, Cab Calloway style, funeral attire worn by residents of Chicago's South Side, the importance of self-fashioning figuratively and literally, and the Black American expressive culture. Superfine Tailoring Black Style is described on the Met's website as examining the importance of style to the formation of Black identities in the Atlantic diaspora, particularly in the United States and Europe. The museum explains how Black style has evolved for over 300 years and is rooted in the idea of Black dandyism, which was birthed by the intersection of African and European style traditions.
Soaking all these beautiful moments and passages, human beings have always had a beauty instinct. It's there.
The beauty is in more than 200 objects in the show, dating back over 300 years. Everything from Frederick Douglass's tailcoat to a suit designed by another modern-day dandy, Pharrell, the men's creative director of Louis Vuitton. Even a shirt worn by Prince.
The Met Gala 2025 theme of Superfine Tailoring Black Style was also meant to be showcased in the museum's corresponding exhibit. The Met previously announced that the theme was to be represented in the exhibition through 12 different sections that encompass the Black dandy: ownership, presence, distinction, disguise, freedom, champion, respectability, juke, heritage, beauty, cool, and cosmopolitanism. The museum also revealed that the exhibit would feature photos of civil rights activist W.E.B. Du Bois and archival pieces from leaders in Black media like Jet Magazine, clothing worn by pioneers in Black history like Frederick Douglass and the late Andre Leon Talley will be on display too. The 2025 Met Gala would have been incomplete without the modern Black dandy in attendance, Dapper Dan. A Harlem legend and style icon, the trailblazing tailor walked the blue carpet of the Metropolitan Museum steps on the biggest night of fashion. The father of logomania wore a custom-made white and black zoot suit to the gala, with what appeared to be black lace trimmings along the cufflinks and a black sequined vest. Prominently displayed on the back of his blazer was the Sankofa symbol, a Twi word from the Akan family of Ghana. Sankofa means to reach back and get. On Instagram, he wrote, "This is my inspiration for the Met Gala, the zoot suit, a key factor in the development of the dandy in the Black and brown communities. Dressing is always intentional. No one gets dressed by accident. What one wears makes a statement. What the dandy wears is a narrative." Known for his playful yet pristine suits, the Harlem-bred haberdasher bridged hip-hop and high fashion. In the spirit of dandyism, Dapper Dan defying and challenging notions of how Black musicians could or should present themselves, and eventually became the blueprint for luxury brands to emulate.
I'm from the poorest neighborhood in Harlem. Goodwill's was our Macy's. But when I got dressed, even in clothes that wasn't mine, nobody knew how poor my family was. And that, for me, was the birth of dandyism, because I saw the power of transformation that could take place with your clothes. Instantly, you can become somebody else.
Dapper Dan changed the way that we think about fashion, and particularly in relationship of Black people to luxury brands and luxury in general.
I didn't grow up thinking I was going to be a dandy or wanted to be a dandy. It was all a matter of me surviving psychologically what was happening to me at the time, right?
His own personal story is just about ingenuity. Everything that he was able to do in the 70s and 80s, it changed fashion.
90% of the men in my neighborhood was hustlers. I'm first generation of the migration that came from the South. So they came with top-notch skills, but street skills. I felt like it was a Robin Hood thing, you know, because I was robbing and bringing it to the hood. When I started studying all about fashion, there's no way to separate fashion from music. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do something that's gonna transform the community. So here comes hip hop. They had no fashion identity, but they felt this connection to guys like me who came up hard. People think that my mission is to dress young bodies, but that's not my mission. My mission is to dress young minds. Fashion is just a platform for me to reach young people in a different way. That's why I stay in Harlem. I would never leave in Harlem. I want to make sure I was still there and telling these stories.
On the blue carpet, while speaking to Essence magazine, he shared, "Without Harlem, there would be no Renaissance." He also added the original dandy was actually a slave, a dressed-up servant. Dapper Dan noted that Monica L. Miller's book, Slaves to Fashion, expounds on these notions. Dandy Wellington, a band leader, presenter, and creative consultant who embraces the dandy lifestyle, will be featured in the exhibition's catalog, where he penned an essay about zoot suits. He also recently spoke on a panel with Miller and more to discuss the importance of Harlem in Black fashion and culture. Harlemite Dandy Wellington, who embraces Black dandyism in his everyday life, speaks to Today.com about the 2025 Met Gala theme. In his interview, Wellington opens up about being raised in Harlem and how he became inspired by dandyism after watching films featuring Harry Belafonte, the Nicholas Brothers, Lena Horne, and other icons. "I grew up in Harlem, where fashion is always on display in the community and in the culture," he says. He says growing up in a neighborhood with a rich history and consuming so many classic Hollywood films made him enamored with the undeniable artistry that Black dandyism represents. Well, what is Black dandyism? Wellington tells Today.com he was beyond excited when he heard about the 2025 Met Gala theme and is looking forward to the interpretations he hopes to see on the red carpet. There are so many unique, profound, and inspiring examples of Black style, he says. "I'm really excited that the exhibit is going to be covering everything, from enslavement to hip-hop. We're talking about 3 centuries of Black cultural expression."
Here, the Met fashion exhibit is SUPERFINE, Tailoring Black Style. And I am proud to be a contributor, specifically the catalog. Gonna be the first time that I actually get a chance to open this. I'm really excited. This book is absolutely huge. Wow, this is so gorgeous. Oh man. It's incredible to look at this and like see us, you know? To see Black people in all of their elegance. Oh my gosh. There's my name. Oh gosh, this is insane. Oh my gosh, the way that this is, bro, there I am. These photos by Tyler Mitchell are just incredible. He has a way of just like capturing the humanity of his subjects. To be on set with him and all these dandies, the whole team, it was a dream I didn't even know I wanted. It was incredible. I've not seen this essay in print, so let me, oh my God. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I'm really, really excited about this exhibit. This is an opportunity to put the history, the ethos, the culture, the diversity of Black sartorial style on display. If it's gonna be anywhere, for it to be at the Met is pretty spectacular.
The band leader adds, when it comes to the Met Gala theme, I'm really excited to see how people engage with tailoring for their bodies, and then how Black expression also comes through in a very potent, polished way. Black dandyism aligns with traditional dandyism, but carries an organic self-expression that transcends societal norms, he said. In the African American context, it began with respectability in politics before evolving into a revolutionary statement. Figures like Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois used refined imagery to challenge racist narratives. By the 1920s, Black men reinterpreted Eurocentric fashion through their own lens, blending respectability with rebellion, a dynamic that continues to shape Black menswear today.
What will this moment at the Met mean?
I don't know what it will mean for everyone, but what I can tell you that I'm really excited to be presenting Black history, perhaps in a way that people hadn't been used to addressing it, and recognize those moments, right, either in their own lives or in the lives of people that they care about. Even if it's only a moment between you and your mirror, everybody understands what it's like to put on something that makes you feel beautiful.
No rain, or winter's cold, can't stop me, baby, baby. You were my you're out of the trouble, I'll be there on the double, just send for me, oh baby. Yes, my love is alive, way down in my heart. A helping hand, I'll be there on the double.
So friends, do you like the dandy aesthetic? Please leave a comment below. Well, I thank you for taking a trip down memory lane with me through this fashion event, and I hope to see you in the next video. Toodles!